Hi everyone, hi, welcome back. My name is Kat and this is my channel where we talk about cross stitch. And before I get started cross stitching, I have a very exciting announcement to make, and that is that I am opening up an Etsy. So click the link in the description if you want to see it, but more importantly, to celebrate, I am giving away a free pattern. I'm actually giving away this pattern that I'm stitching right now. This is what it will look like. This is actually the mock-up. And if you want to download it, just again hit the link in the description down below and that will take you to the freebie. But I'm going to stitch this and have a little chat with you guys about my week and yeah, just have a little chill together. That's the announcement over. Let's get started. Oh, that was actually kind of terrifying to make that announcement, which I didn't really expect it to be, just because, sorry, I don't know what's happening to my throat. I've been working on this for a really long time and I obviously don't want it to be a massive failure. It'd be kind of funny if no one ever buys a chart because then I owe Etsy money, which is always hilarious. But yeah, I've been just preparing for this for a really long time. I had to do some courses with the Swedish government I'm going to tighten my key snap holder. Or loosen it. No, back. To sort of kind of see what I had to do tax-wise if I opened an Etsy shop. Yeah, it was a lot, but I'm here now, and I have one, and I opened it, so yay. That's the only reason I'm doing this stitch with me. No, I'm joking. So I'm stitching this 1/1 on 32 count, so I use half length of threads. 1/1 on 32 count, yep, that's correct. And I'm gonna start working on my second color, which is 955. Oh, it's very hard to get the camera angle right in the new recliners. It was much easier when I was stitching on a table. We may have to move back to the table because this is kind of too far away from me to see. Oh, wait, I have an idea. Let me try you from another angle. Okay, we'll give this a whirl. If it doesn't work, then it's back to the table with me. Back to the uncomfy seats. So this would be Tetris block, clock, 4-leaf clover, F and wind. Okay, let's try and actually count. 0, 1, 2. Okay, I'm definitely in the wrong place. Hang on. I'm upside down. Okay, that's good to know now. Hang on. All right, I think I forgot my drink, but we're gonna go with it because we'll pause when we're thirsty. Of course, we're already thirsty. Not all right. BRB. All right, I think we're in a good position now. It's hard to say. I've started a thread, so at least I can stitch like this, I guess. All right, and hopefully my nose isn't in frame because it's a big nose. So, what else shall I talk about? Well, I will prattle on about my Etsy shop later in the video because I know that nobody but me is going to care. So I'll try and keep it out of the majority of the video, but I will say that this design has the most gorgeous greens and blues, and you know what I'm like for underwater scenes, so here we are. And what else? Well, on Friday, I had a very long day, so after work I cooked some koftas, which is like very garlicky meatballs, kind of. It's hard to describe what they are, like mini meatloaves. And bulgur. And then we went to see the sing-along Grease, which which was screened in our cinema. And I sang along and ate my candy and drank my, my drink. What a blast. Came home and cross-stitched, and then I filled up a hot water bottle and managed to pour said hot water bottle water all over my hand, which is why my middle finger is nice and red for you today. And it doesn't hurt as much anymore, so you live and learn, I suppose. Hopefully I'll learn. And then so I had to stay up very late because it was stinging and I couldn't sleep, just like putting it in under cold water, and then I got bored of that, so I filled up a bowl of cold water and shoved some icicles, and then I was making waves, like this, to keep it running water. I don't know, probably the NHS would tell me off, but it worked for me. And what else? Oh, I wanted to talk to you guys about Grease. So everyone's seen Grease. I've seen Grease before as well. This wasn't my first time seeing Grease. What I thought it was a lovable high school romance between, a group of pink ladies and a group of greased lightningers. And they're all very lovable high school teenagers, and, they fall in love in the end. This was not the movie that I saw, so apologies in advance to anyone who adores Grease. But my memories of that film were twisted beyond belief. Because the film that I actually saw Friday was a story about two gangs of high school bullies getting together and corrupting this poor innocent girl who'd just moved to their school because the only way she could get a guy was changing everything about herself to wear more leather and have more blow-up hair. Also, if you have any dreams for yourself, like going to beauty school, give those up now. They'll drop out immediately. Like, hardly the most wholesome of movies. I mean, the boys bullied people straight up to the end. Like, my partner was trying to defend it, saying, like, oh, but it's to show that they change, they change over time. My darling ones, my lovely listeners, they were bullying people in the final song. Is this really what American schools are like? I hope not, for all of your sakes. I don't think I could go to a school like that. But anyway, we had a really good time. I mean, the songs are very catchy, which is why it's such a famous film. And we walked home, burnt myself, didn't sleep. You know the drill from there on. What else happened? 1, 2, 3. Then on Saturday I was feeling a bit sorry for myself because of hurting my hand. Cross-stitch was harder, obviously. Not impossible, kept going, but harder. And went and bought some new running clothes, or well, gym clothes actually, but for running and for the gym. And had some difficulties trying them on because I used the back of my hand to get into trousers, but never mind, figured it out, bought them, haven't washed them yet, but I will very shortly after this video. They're just black. Tried on some Adidas ones and their sizing is mistaken because it had me in a small, and my darlings, I'm not a small. I'm a size 14 in the UK, which I think translates to a 10 in the US, because I think our 0 is a 4. But sorry, your 0 is R4. So if you ever wanted to know my dress size, now you do. But that is not really medium. I mean, that is medium. Sorry, that is medium. So I tried on a medium from Adidas. And that wasn't a medium. That was like an extra large. It was baggy on me. It was like wearing a tent. So in the Adidas, I was small. But yeah, in the end, I just bought like the cheap, no brand jogging pants because I preferred the material and they were a lot cheaper. And also, I was a medium in those. felt more real. But yes, I've been wanting to start running for a while from a health perspective, because I do spend a lot of my time, as you know, sat in a chair cross-stitching. And now I've got the recliners. I can't see that changing. So I wanted to start doing some kind of exercise, probably running. I might look into like classes of yoga and things as well. Just something social that gets me outside, but we'll see. I have run before, so I've actually run a Tough Mudder before, which is quite a long race with obstacles courses involved. And I've run a lot of 5 and 10Ks, and I've even run 10 miles, although this was a mistake. Like not a mistake in that I regret it. I actually don't regret it. I regretted it for the next week. But it was this mistake in that I thought I was signing up for a 10K, trained for a 5K, and then it was 10 miles. So, yeah, I was very sore. I was a very sore person. After that, I remember I struggled to stand up every time I sat down. Had to use a lot of walls for extra support. But yes, I used to run a lot, and then I moved to Sweden. Actually stopped before I moved to Sweden, but moving to Sweden was a big catalyst for me stopping, because although I ran when I moved here, it died off very quickly because it gets dark so early, and I don't like to run before work. Well, actually I do. I don't like to wake up early and run before work. So, and because everyone here starts work earlier, so I guess maybe I haven't talked about that before, but in Sweden it's very common to start at like 7 or 8 a.m. And I think it's because the sun sets so early. If you start like 7, you can finish around 4, and then you can go and enjoy your, the last half an hour of the sun in the wintertime. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But they do start and finish work a lot earlier than we do in the UK. So that obviously doesn't help when you don't want to get up so early. And then also at the time I was commuting to work in a different city. And that city was an hour away by bus, I think, in total. Waiting a little bit of time waiting for the bus, 45 minutes on the bus. And again, I didn't really want to waste my time running when I was spending so much time commuting. But I did do some running there. Anyway, I went for my first run in probably at least a year. Today, Sunday, the 9th of October. I don't know how long I'll keep it up because, as I said, it gets dark very early here, and I don't like running in the dark. It's very scary. But if I can maybe make it into a lunchtime habit, I should be good, because it never gets dark for the whole day here. It probably does in the north of Sweden, like if you go really far up north, but not here. But we'll see. We shall see how long it lasts. But it was really mostly walking today, so it was 10 minutes walking to warm up, and then I did sprints of 45 seconds walking and 15 seconds running, and then I ran for about, I would say, 5 minutes at the end. Very different to how I used to be. I used to do a 5K every day before, not every day, every other day, and a 10K on the weekends, but you know how it is. If you've ever done any kind of sport, you stop and you get bad at it, and then, you improve and you get better at it with practice. What else did I do today? Today I meal prepped again. I cooked a beef pasta bake, which I think in the US you call a casserole. We call it a pasta bake in the UK. And that was really tasty. We ate it for dinner, and then I portioned it out into 6 boxes. So that's my lunch till Wednesday, and I'm going to freeze 2 of them. And I'm really enjoying doing the meal prep. This is only my 2nd week doing it, but it really frees up a lot of time on my lunch breaks, which I'm apparently now going to put to use running, so we shall see. I also want to try swimming. I might go swimming this week because I had an epiphany during a meditation. I mean, I think the meditation was, I'm not saying like it was given to me by cosmic forces. I mean, I sat still long enough to let my brain work. But I was thinking about, I'm going to Stockholm in November for a week. So they're putting me in a hotel. It's quite far from my house. And I was trying to find a hotel with a pool and I did not succeed. But I was thinking, like it would be so nice to find a hotel with a pool because then I can swim every day before work, and I love swimming every day. I did that once when I worked for a different company and they sent me to a training course and it was held in a hotel with a pool. Or I stayed in a hotel with a pool, can't remember. But anyway, whatever it was, I often, like every morning before the course, swam and memorised the course contents. So I'm a nerd. While I was swimming, I had like my notes with me at the pool. And I was thinking like, oh, it would be so nice to be able to do that, and it would. And then I realised I'm an adult. And no one's stopping me going to the pool down the street, the public pool, and swimming before work on a normal day. So again, we might do that plan. I remember I used to swim quite regularly when I worked in London for about a month. And then I went to the pool and someone had done something very naughty in one of the showers. And that put me off going back. Ever again to that particular public school swimming pool, not school, that'd be weird. And honestly, I don't think I've been swimming except for when we went to that adventure park this summer, and obviously in the sea. Since that, I certainly haven't been to a pool. So if I do manage to get the nerve to go, it'll be quite an interesting experience. I don't know if you have to be a member, I don't know how much it is, I don't know if I probably need a swimming hat because I have a lot of hair currently, I've gone from one extreme to the other. I had an undercut, which is where you shave off most of your hair and leave the top so it can kind of like pretend to have hair. And I'm really sorry. I really hope I'm not covering this up with my giant head. But I'm really sorry if I am. I'll tell you what, I'm going to check if I'm covering this up with my giant head. Because if I am, there's no point me talking. Alright, I'm going to try my hardest not to lean forward, but we'll see how it goes. What was I talking about? Oh yes, swimming pools, running, pre-cooking all my meals. Sounds like I'm on a health kick, but really I'm an old kick. I'm an old lady kick. And I need to start taking care of my old bones. My old skin and everything, really. Everything's sort of falling apart. Scalding myself. Getting crunchy bones. I did not. Yeah. I'm not aging well. No, it's fine. I'm only 30. I've got a whole other 30 years in which to embrace aging before it starts to change again, I suppose. bought my dad well, I didn't buy my dad bought himself a new flag for his flagpole the other day. But I pressed the buttons because, well, I told him which buttons to press because he's still learning how to use Amazon and eBay and all that. Online shopping. He doesn't know that I am a master at eBay. It's my favourite app. So he's chosen the right teacher. But he's mastered email and WhatsApp and texting and all that. So now we're on to computer shopping, which is really fun and really frustrating at the same time. But it's very useful nowadays to know how to use the internet to buy things, because most things are only available online. When you need stuff for the business, I often end up ordering that too. So the more confident he is, the better. And what can I say about anything that isn't Etsy? Well, I've gotten super into Bucilla felt kits. If you've watched Calico Whimsy, you will know what I'm talking about, or if you've just been to a craft show, I'm sure they have them there. I've never been. Or at least I've never been to one in America because I have never been to America. Let's have a sip of Coke. But they are stockings, wall hangings, tree ornaments, gift tags, etc. that you assemble from felt into really detailed kind of 3D models. And I have not been buying. This will surprise you, I know. But I figured my dimensions collection is big enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one whip, one Bucilla whip, not one cross-stitch whip, obviously. You're literally looking at a new start now. And two stash items, and I can't buy any more, even if it's like a super good deal, anything. I can't have more than one whip, and I certainly can't have more than two stash items because I think I have enough stash. I have enough cross-stitch stash, at least. But I'm fairly sure that Bucilla collectors are even worse than me at my gold collection, because those kits do seem to go out of print quite quickly or become hard to find, at least in Europe. And they're gorgeous, and it's not fair. But I'm going to do my best. I mean, not all of them, but there are a lot of them I would like to stitch. So that's good, because then no matter what goes out of print, you've still got a chance, you know? But yeah, I saw some stockings up for like $100, $200. And this is not made, although people buy constructed Bucilla kits, or they'll buy the kit and then pay someone to construct it for them, which is, I don't think has really ever happened in cross-stitch, maybe a few times, but not, I don't think, to the extent. Cross-stitch is more of a hobby that you do yourself, I feel. I personally have never known anyone to buy either though, so. But if there is a market out there for cross-stitch, completed cross-stitches, someone send it my way, because I want to be rich. Rich from cross-stitch. I am rich in cross-stitch. I'm not rich from cross-stitch. I've converted all of my retirement fund to cross-stitch kits. It's not also true. That's not true. That would be a good retirement plan though. I can construct myself a roof from all the plastic dimensions gold kits I have. My pillows and blankets shall be completed kits. I should probably stop this. This is getting silly. All right, I'm going to rant about my Etsy shop for just a little bit, and then I'm going to go away and do something else. So, the 3 patterns that I have currently available in my Etsy shop is a bigger one of the freebie. So this is the freebie that I'm stitching, it's the crop. But in the full version you can stitch all of her dress and her necklace and all her medals, and it's very beautiful. But I wanted to stitch this to have sort of like a stitched model for the shop. Although now that I say it, the freebie isn't actually in the Etsy shop. So we have Ophelia back from the deep. Then we have a mermaid called Jump for Joy with a dolphin and a big full moon and these beautiful galaxies. That was fun to chart. It was hard as well. And again, this is the mock-up that you should be seeing now, floating somewhere. And then finally there is an artwork that I refer to as my self-portrait, but it isn't. It's so like someone at a party in the library. Kind of reminded me of Marianne from Sense and Sensibility by Austen, where they said that Marianne always found the library, no matter how unused by the members of the household it was. And yeah, I have a couple more designs ready to go, ready to be charted. I'm going to try and release a couple every week, I think. But I really loved these 3 in particular, so these were the 3 I wanted to share first of all with you all. And what else? Is there anything else going on in my life? I talked about my felt, that's the biggest thing. Oh yes, going to Stockholm. That's sometime in November. Wouldn't worry about that for now. But I won't probably get any time to stitch because I certainly didn't last time. So we'll see what happens to my stitchy bug. Not my stitchy bug, my stitchy time. My stitchy bug will probably be alive and well because it seems to be doing pretty good so far. And terrible allergies today. Probably from running. All those foreign pollens entering my body. How rude. Alrighty. Just trying to figure out how to count to this one. I love the sound the needle makes when it comes through the thread. And then the floss following after it. Sometimes I put on like people's stitch with me's with no talking when I'm cross stitching, and then I listen to both of us making needle noises. It's a bit silly, isn't it? Usually I watch Floss Tube. Oh, speaking of, did you guys see that my friend, Miss T in Stitches, she actually started a floss tube? I will link that in the description box below, because that's so exciting. She is my best stitchy friend, along with Calico, who I never shut up about, and Linda and Becca. They're my stitching friends. My other best stitching friend is eBay. This is wrong. I have come up in the wrong hole. I have gone mad. I've just marked off an extra row that I haven't actually stitched in Pattern Keeper. That's how mistakes happen. Always be triangulating your cross stitching by counting it to the nearest line or already stitched piece of your piece of your piece. Very, very wise, eh? Oh. It's a very small piece, so if you're scared of full coverage or if you haven't done too many, it might be a good start for you. First of all, it's free, always good. And second of all, it's very small. I think it's only something like 380 stitches across. So I lost my thread, so that is an omen that this stitch and chat has come to an end. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I will have another vlog out for you next weekend. And yeah, please go check out the Etsy shop. You feel no obligation to buy anything, just have a look at the patterns and maybe favourite it if you want Etsy to be happy that I've made an Etsy account. But please don't feel obliged to buy anything. And your support means a lot to me. Have a great rest of your week. Happy stitching, and I will see you very soon.